Final Cat. Shout out to Impressive, and most importantly, shout out to y'all for tapping in. This is how Beyonce pissed off Rihanna, Keyshia Cole, and the industry with her "Bow Down" song. I did a reaction yesterday. Y'all make sure y'all go tap into that. Of Keyshia Cole's rise and downfall and all that. Basically, I guess Keyshia Cole got bashed or something like that because she had something to say about Beyonce's "Bow Down" song. I don't know too much about it. And a way to find out is by getting straight into this video. Let's get it.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. In this video, I wanted to briefly revisit the drama surrounding Beyonce's Bow Down record that she released in 2013. Now, we all know that Beyonce is a household name in the entertainment industry. She is one of the biggest touring acts of all time. And also, she has solidified herself as a music icon and a living legend due to her longevity and her impact. But there was a point in Beyonce's career where she didn't always receive her flowers. And it got to a point where she had to say, "Bow down, bees, put some respect on my legacy." And of course, when she said this raised a lot of controversy, and some of Beyonce's peers in the industry weren't feeling it at all. And I'm definitely going to talk about that. But before I do, I want to talk about what led up to Beyonce releasing her infamous record, Bow Down, I've Been On. Now, before Beyonce released Bow Down, I've Been On, she had been in the game for about 15 years, which was pretty impressive because a lot of artists don't get a chance to be relevant for that long. But at that point, Beyonce was consistently on top of her game. She went from being in a multi-platinum selling girl group called Destiny's Child to being a solo superstar. Her first album, Dangerously in Love, sold 11 million copies worldwide. Her album, B-Day, sold 8 million worldwide. And her album, I Am Sasha Fierce, also sold 8 million copies worldwide.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to y'all in the comment section that informed me, like, basically, that's her alter ego because she's shy when she's on stage. So that's like, so I appreciate y'all for informing me on that information.
She had multiple platinum selling hits. She completed several sold out world tours. And when she wasn't doing music, she was also starring in several different movies, including movies like Cadillac Records, Austin Powers and Goldmember, Obsessed, and the Oscar-winning film Dreamgirls. To simply put it, Beyonce was on top of her game, and she had the resume, the stats, and the accolades to prove it. But there was a point where Beyonce's reign got a little shaky. After her successful I Am Sasha Fierce era, she did take a 6-month break in 2010. But after her break, she had to go back in the industry and deal with the pressure of keeping up with the success of her previous albums. Also, Beyonce had to deal with some very stiff competition. Around this time, artists like Adele, Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I fuck with Adele. But with that, that's what comes with a lot of artists. When you just previously did good on an album or anything, people expect a follow-up, and sometimes that could be a lot of pressure.
Rihanna were killing the charts. Rihanna in particular was dominating in several different lanes. She not only was dominating in the pop lane, but she was also dominating in the R&B lane as well. She appealed to both the mainstream and the urban demographic. And more than likely, Beyonce probably felt the pressure to keep up with Rihanna. Since Rihanna and Beyonce were the only black female pop stars thriving at the time, they were pitted against each other a lot. And Beyonce had to deal with those unnecessary comparisons. Not only that, she had to deal with the way music was changing. There was a pretty obvious shift in music at this time where Europop and dance music became super dominant, and also hip-hop and trap music started to become more mainstream.
That's a fact. Around 2013,
Beyonce did attempt to follow the pop and dance trend when she released songs like Telephone with Lady Gaga, and her song Run the World, but that wasn't the direction that she wanted to stay in. When Beyonce released her fourth album, 4, it had somewhat of a mixed reception. There were a lot of people who enjoyed it and appreciated it, but there were a lot of people who slept on it, and the album did not perform as well as her previous albums. The singles that she released for the album didn't chart as well. Also, the album didn't follow the music that was trendy at the time. It had more of a mix of old school 70s and 80s sounds, along with some up-tempo pop songs and some contemporary R&B songs and ballads. As great as her songs were, it didn't reach people the same way because her music wasn't trendy enough. Also, another thing to mention is 4 was leaked before it actually was released, and this also affected its rollout. 4 ended up being her lowest selling album at that point, only selling 1.3 million records within the first 3 years of its release. For any other artist, that would have been a great number.
Yeah.
But for Beyonce, the number was kind of underwhelming, and some felt like it was a flop. Now, from a personal opinion, the 4 era was amazing. The songs were great and her performances were excellent. But commercially, it didn't live up to Beyonce's typical standard. And people did start to question whether or not Beyonce's reign was slowly fading away. Beyonce not only had to deal with the criticism of her album's performance, but she also had to deal with some pretty major changes in her personal life. First, she fired her father, Matthew Knowles, as her manager.
I forgot what's his name. Hopefully you watch this video and comment. Tell me about that, about the video I did on the whole Destiny Child joint. He was like, her father was greedy or something like that, and a lot of stuff wasn't mentioned in the documentary I reacted to. So I'm gonna try to find one that, you know, tells everything.
Matthew had been managing Beyonce since she was a child, and he helped guide her into superstardom. But according to some rumors, she fired him because he was taking money from her and because their business relationship was affecting their personal relationship. Beyonce also went through another major change in her personal life when she got pregnant with her first child. Unfortunately, her pregnancy was plagued with a lot of ugly rumors. A lot of people were saying that Beyonce had a fake baby bump because her loosely fitted dress folded during her Australian interview. Also, some people said that Beyonce got pregnant to save her career and her marriage.
The baby is helping Beyonce's sagging recording career. It is sagging.
What do y'all think about Wendy Williams? Like, and what's she going through right now with the whole, battling, the divorce and um like alcohol problem and stuff like that. But I think she got a rehab recently too and all that stuff like that. Let me know what y'all think about that. I was asking y'all, do y'all think it's like karma or is just, the downfall of her basically?
I mean, the statistics show, but you forget all about that because you're so focused on, oh, Beyonce's pregnant. Number 2, Beyonce's pregnancy is a way of keeping Jay-Z's alleged mistress away.
Child, there was a lot of controversy and rumors surrounding Beyonce's pregnancy, but the controversy didn't stop there. In 2013, she faced some criticism for lip-singing the national anthem at President Obama's inauguration ceremony. But Beyonce soon redeemed herself when she performed that same year at the 2013 Super Bowl. Beyonce's performance at the Super Bowl was a major feat for her. She was the top trending name that night, and not only that, her electrifying Super Bowl performance shut down any conversation that she was falling off her throne. She solidified herself as the Queen Bee, and some even called her the King Bee. But either way, she was reigning, and her reign wasn't gonna let up. Beyonce was feeling herself in a major
Man, at this point, I don't know who to call a Queen Bee or whatever y'all want to call it, man. Because it's like when it comes to female artists like her, Lil Kim, Nicki, I forgot who else, but y'all just throw it. I don't know who I don't know where it originated from or who it really sticks to, but it's crazy.
way, and rightfully so. At that point, she had overcome a lot in the industry. She dealt with a lot of negative rumors throughout her career, and she had to deal with people counting her out, all because she was getting older and because she was married with a child. There were some people who felt like she wasn't as appealing or relatable to the younger audience anymore. And there were some other people who felt like some of her peers surpassed her. But Beyonce had to come out and remind people of who she was and why nobody could replace her. After performing at the Super Bowl, Beyonce released a teaser single called Bow Down, I've Been On to promote her world tour, The Miss Carter Show. This song really shook up the industry. For one, it was a lot different from anything Beyonce had ever recorded. The most boasting that Beyonce has ever done in her music was in her song Diva, but people weren't expecting her to drop a trap-sounding trill record telling people to bow down. In the original song Bow Down, I've Been On, she said, I know when you were little girls, you dreamt of being in my world. Don't forget it, respect that, bow down, bees. I took some time to live my life.
Beyonce, you talking like that? When you start talking like that, Beyonce? Bow down, bitches. Oh yeah. She was upset on that track.
Life, but don't think I'm just
He was
his
upset
little
at that
wife.
track, man.
Don't get it twisted. This my ish. Bow down, bees. Bow down. Also in the song, she said, you could see me stunt when you turn on your screen. I'm bigger than life. My name in the lights. I'm the #1 chick. Ain't need no hype. The capital B means I'm about that life. I've been on. Tell me who gonna take me off. So Beyonce was sending a very clear message in this song. She was letting people know
bullshit.
that the throne ain't for the taking. She wears the crown. And all her haters and her competitors need to bow down. Now, this song was controversial for several reasons. For one, people felt like Beyonce was exalting herself and she wanted people to praise her like she was a god. And a lot of people did not like that. Also, a lot of women were turned off by the song because they felt like it went against the women's empowerment messages that Beyonce promoted in her music.
To hear Bow Down B over and over from the woman who preaches empowering women is a bit unsettling to some.
I just feel like it's kind of, it's hard to swallow. Just very hard to swallow, having seen her in a different light for so long.
I don't like it. I don't think it's her. I don't think it goes to what she represents.
I love Beyonce, but I honestly think that Jay-Z's putting thoughts in her head.
You're on a Pepsi can, for goodness sakes,
I
to
know.
tell B words to bow down. And then you're saying
sassy.
girls run the world. Jendi G says she preaches about women empowerment, but then turns around and calls them B words and demands them to bow down. Beyonce is such a hypocrite.
Beyonce's song not only offended some women, but it confused some of her peers in the industry. The singer Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls revealed in her interview with Capital FM, I don't know what to make of it quite yet. I'm probably Beyonce's biggest fan. I love B. I think she's Queen B for sure. Nobody can touch her, but I don't know. I'm hoping some great
People gotta understand, when it comes to stuff like women empowerment, all these communities, little communities that people create, it's really just selective politicking and favoritism. It's not really being used for what it's supposed to be used for. Like, they turn it into some other shit, and that's not me trying to offend nobody. I'm just speaking how I feel. You ain't gotta agree with me. That's why I say it's my opinion. It's just how I feel. You don't have to feel the same way. You don't have to hate me for it. It's just my opinion. But when it comes to all types of communities, it's just really like a whole bunch of toxic shit, and people just selective politicking and picking and choosing. And so it's like, do I think personally that is a real woman empowerment? There's some people that really believe in woman empowerment. I do. Like, I feel like women shouldn't be disrespected or put a bad image of themselves out there either to be disrespected, and should show that they have respect for themselves in all types of ways, shape, fashions, and forms. But it's like, it's not just with women empowerment either. I'm not just talking about that. So when the way I'm ranting right now is on other communities too. It's like, just selective politicking for real.
Music will come out. She never disappoints. I'm just not used to this. The singer Brandy also wasn't exactly a fan of the song either.
I know that you are a Beyonce.
Didn't Brandy have beef with what's his name? I said what's his name? What's her name? Monica?
Beyonce fan.
I am.
You're a Beyonce
Huge.
fan, and she recently put out her new song, Bow Down. People are talking about it.
Opinion is opinion. I think art should be expressed the way it should.
Do you love the song?
I
Put her on
don't
the
love
spot.
the song, but I love Beyonce. I have to be honest, you know.
At least she was
While
honest.
some artists didn't necessarily care for the song, the singer Keyshia Cole was the only one who boldly spoke out against it. She said, first, women need to stick together. Now, bees better bow. Shake my head. It's all G. Chicks stay shooting the ish. Can't stand when people all self-righteous when it's convenient. It makes them look good. LMAO, but can talk the ish when convenient too. F out of here. Now, when Keyshia tweeted this, she received tons of backlash from Beyonce's fan base, the Beehive, and also she received some backlash in the industry. In fact, the producer, The Dream, said that he wouldn't work with Keyshia after she spoke against Beyonce.
Would you ever do a record for Keyshia Cole? Right now, because of what happened, I can't. I think she will respect why I can't. Like, that's my family. Like, you can't.
You
know,
disrespected
you can't do
the
that.
queen. We're not messing with you, Keyshia. You're 2 seconds away from being blackballed. Sorry. Click. Damn.
Another artist who allegedly didn't care for the Bow Down record was Rihanna. A lot of people speculated that Beyonce was even throwing subliminals at Rihanna in the song. Now, even though B and Ree were cordial in public, they knew that they were being pitted against each other, and they were well aware that there was a little bit of competition between them. So when Beyonce dropped her song Bow Down, Rihanna didn't hesitate to throw subs herself. She posted an article that named her the most influential pop star in the UK and said in her caption, "I only know how to be number one. I could use a challenge. How that feel down there on your knees, huh?" She also posted another article that crowned
Riri,
her
why
the
you
queen of
talking
the
like
Pop
that?
Power List playlist of 2013. She said in her caption, "It's only March, people. Hashtag 2013 is already owned. Hashtag stay tuned. Hashtag money over bees." That was
she was on
allegedly
BT
Rihanna's
for real.
response to Beyonce's Bow Down record. We'll never know exactly who Beyonce was talking about when she wrote the record, but we do know that Beyonce was triggered to write it because she was tired of all the hate she was getting, and she was also tired of people claiming that she fell off.
The reason I put out Bow Down is because I woke up, I went into the studio, I had a chant in my head. It was aggressive, it was angry. It wasn't the Beyonce that wakes up every morning. It was the Beyonce that was angry. It was the Beyonce that felt the need to defend herself. And if this song never comes out, okay, I said it. And I listened to it after I finished, and I said, this is hot. I'm gonna put it out. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna just put it out. People like it, great. They don't. They don't. And I won't do it every day because that's not who I am. But I feel strong. And anyone that says, oh, that is disrespectful, just imagine a person that hates you. Imagine a person that doesn't believe in you. And look in the mirror and say, bow down. And I guarantee you feel gangster. So listen to that song from that point of view. Again, if you didn't like it before.
Jay put a little bit of that Mossy in.
So as you can hear, Beyonce said she wrote the song because she was angry. She was tired of the hate, and she wanted to express herself in a way that would shock people. And people weren't really used to Beyonce singing and talking like a rapper, but they didn't realize that Beyonce was on the verge of reinventing herself musically. At that point, Beyonce was tired of making commercial sounding music. She was tired of having this perfect image, and she was tired of being put into a box all because she was a wife and a mother. She wanted to be edgier. She wanted to be sexier. She wanted to show another side to herself. She saw how it worked for her group member, Kelly Rowland. She also saw how it worked for her other peers in the industry. And she too wanted to break free from her image and do something different.
I felt like I had been so commercially successful. It wasn't enough. It's something really stressful about having to keep up with that. and something really crippling. You can't express yourself. I don't want to have to sing about the same thing for 10 more years.
That's respectable.
You can't grow. I want to be able to sing about how much I hate myself that day, if that's how I feel. And I felt like it was time for me to set up my future. So I set a goal. And my goal was independence.
Beyonce wanted to reinvent herself, and she wanted a change in her overall direction. Bow Down would be the precursor to her Beyonce era, and it would usher in a whole new Beyonce. In December 2013, Beyonce released her surprise visual album, which broke the internet and also broke records. The album outsold her previous album 4 within 4 weeks alone, and it also extended Beyonce's musical relevancy. She was not only known for being the pop diva who made pop and R&B hits, but she was also known for shifting the culture. Bow Down may have been controversial at the time, but in hindsight, it was a necessary record that helped Beyonce reinvent herself and connect with a whole new generation of music listeners. Anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Man,
Bye.
shout out to Impressive. Shout out to Impressive. Like I said, I don't know. Now that she explained it, I get where she's coming from more, and I agree with her a little bit. Sometimes you just gotta give that side of energy so people know not to take it for a joke in some type of way. That I'm glad the whole management thing got cleared up too. Because somebody in the comment section had informed me on that too. But with that being said, shout out to Impressive, shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for the love and support. Love is love. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.